Assalamu alaikum, I'm Aisha and you're watching Samaa News. Here are today's headlines. The United States and Iran have received a new peace proposal aimed at ending hostilities, but Tehran has rejected reopening the Strait of Hormuz at this stage. Sources said the framework includes an immediate ceasefire followed by a broader agreement within 2 to 3 weeks. Meanwhile, President Donald Trump has warned of severe consequences if the strait remains closed, as diplomatic contacts continue involving key regional players, including Pakistan. Meanwhile, Pakistan has decided to repay all of its $3.5 billion loans from the United Arab Emirates within this month. Sources report that Pakistan has arranged to return the loan to the UAE, with $450 million scheduled to be paid this week. This loan was originally taken between 1996 and 1997. Officials stated that Pakistan will repay the remaining $3 billion later this month, including $2 billion on April 17th and another $1 billion on April 23rd. Iranian media has reported that the head of intelligence of the Islamic Revolutionary Guard Corps has been killed in a strike. According to statements attributed to the guards, Majid Kademi died in what was described as an attack by US and Israeli forces. He had taken over the role earlier this year after his predecessor was also killed in previous strikes.
US President Donald Trump says Iran faces a deadline to reopen the Strait of Hormuz or risk major strikes. In an interview, he warned that failure to act by Tuesday evening could lead to attacks on power plants and bridges. Trump later reinforced the message with a social media post referencing the deadline, without additional details. However, Trump also said there is a good chance of reaching a deal with Iran as negotiations continue ahead of a key deadline. In an interview, he warned that if no agreement is reached, the US could escalate militarily and target Iranian infrastructure, including oil assets. Trump also suggested Washington could move to take control of Iranian oil, while talks proceed over reopening the Strait of Hormuz. On the other hand, Iran says it will respond in kind to any attacks on its infrastructure, warning of retaliation against US-linked targets. Foreign Ministry spokesman Esmail Baghaei said Tehran's response would mirror any aggression as tensions rise. The warning follows a deadline set President Trump to reopen the Strait of Hormuz. Iran has condemned such threats as violations of international law, signaling a further escalation in the conflict. Iran has rejected US President Donald Trump's 48-hour ultimatum to reopen the Strait of Hormuz, warning that further aggression could turn the region into hell. A spokesman for the Revolutionary Guard's Khatam al-Anbiya central headquarters said, "The illusion of defeating the Islamic Republic has already become a quagmire and will now sink into it." Despite the ultimatum, attacks on Iranian nuclear and energy facilities continued, raising concerns over potential radiation risks and regional destabilization. Trump reiterated on social media that Iran must make a deal or open the Hormuz Strait. Likewise, Iran's parliament speaker Mohammad Bakr Kalibaf has warned the region is going to burn, as he accused President Trump of escalating tensions and following Netanyahu's commands. In a social media post, Kalibaf said the only solution was to respect the rights of the Iranian people and end this dangerous game. Meanwhile, Russia has called on the United States to abandon what it described as ultimatum-driven language and move back to negotiations. The statement followed talks between Foreign Minister Sergei Lavrov and Iran's Abbas Araghchi. Moscow hopes efforts to ease tensions in the Iran conflict will succeed. It also warned against actions that could undermine diplomatic efforts as the crisis continues to escalate.
Egypt says it has held diplomatic calls with US envoy Steve Witkoff and key regional counterparts to discuss de-escalation proposals. Foreign Minister Badr Abdelati also spoke with Iran's Foreign Minister Abbas Araghchi as part of efforts to reduce tensions. Egypt, along with Turkey and Pakistan, is playing an active role in mediating the crisis and exploring ways to reopen the Strait of Hormuz. Satellite imaging company Planet Labs says it will indefinitely withhold images of Iran and the wider conflict region following a request from the US government. The California-based firm informed customers that the move applies to visuals of the ongoing Middle East conflict. The decision comes as authorities seek tighter control over sensitive imagery during the escalating crisis. Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu says Israel will continue its campaign against what he described as Iran's military infrastructure. Netanyahu claimed Israeli forces have already destroyed a significant portion of Iran's steel production capacity and have now targeted petrochemical facilities. He vowed that operations will continue, expressing confidence in further action in the days ahead. That's all for now. For more updates, visit www.samaa.tv. Thank you for watching Samaa News.